Impact Audio presents Down the COVID-19 RabbitHole by Stephen Pellich and Christopher A. Shaw. Read for you by Joe Lewis. This book is dedicated to all the people who lost their lives or who suffered greatly from the consequences of the actions taken by those in positions of power. There were millions of victims. We hope that somehow lessons can be learned from the COVID-19 pandemic to avoid similar future situations. All proceeds from the book are donated to the work of the Canadian Citizens Care Alliance, CCCA. Forward. Mary Holland, Children's Health Defense. The authors of this groundbreaking book deserve our immense gratitude. They have pulled together many scientific strands from the COVID-19 pandemic, the disease, tests, masks, vaccines, therapeutics, and have started putting together this massive jigsaw puzzle. While governments and mainstream media continue to cower from any truthful analysis of the COVID-19 fiasco, this courageous group of 24-plus scientists and physicians banded together to rigorously analyze what happened and produce this book. They dedicate the book to all the people who lost their lives or who suffered greatly from the consequences. The victims are in the millions. They also dedicate the book to the proposition that we may still overcome our ignorance and fear to prevent this from ever happening again. It's not too late to turn around the pandemic prevention and response complex that is being institutionalized as we go to print. This group of highly credentialed authors comes out of the Canadian Citizens Care Alliance, to which all book proceeds will be donated. The authors have provided a critical stepping stone in what they rightly call the Herculean task of repairing the damage. They have given us well-founded knowledge so that we have the possibility to chart a better course. They opine that we are either at the beginning of a resurgence of our democracies or at the threshold of a rapid descent into dystopia. The choice is ours. Among the book's greatest virtues is that it remains grounded in well-cited fact throughout. It leaves for another day speculation about why all this happened. And although the book treats in depth the science behind infectious disease, the pathology of SARS-CoV-2, the safety and efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines and masks, and the therapeutics for the disease, the book is meant for the intelligent lay listener, not just scientists. It is well-written, well-organized, and well-cited. With over 1,070 primary sources, it is essential for anyone who wants to understand what co-editor Stephen Pellich calls one of the greatest whodunit mysteries of all time. The book points out how astonishingly unscientific the whole COVID-19 phenomenon was, from the official narratives to the measures employed to allegedly combat COVID-19. In Chapter 2 on Truth, we learn that science only progresses through constant challenge to existing dogma. Debate is a critical component of the scientific endeavor. And yet, during COVID-19, debate was shut down, with dissenting views from the official narrative branded disinformation or malinformation, typically with no justification except that the views differed from orthodoxy. While the book focuses on the North American experience, it is relevant to anyone who lived through the last 5 years, regardless of location, and it is comprehensive, starting with the basics of the scientific method, epidemiology and immunology, giving the listener everything needed to better assess the tools employed and not employed to respond to the declared COVID-19 public health emergency. The author's credentials are impressive, with degrees in a wide variety of scientific fields: biochemistry, medicine, pharmacy, pathology, surgery, epidemiology, toxicology, genetics, immunology, bioinformatics, virology, microbiology, and neuroscience, to name a few. This is hardly a rogue group of outsiders. On the contrary, the authors were or are in positions at prestigious universities throughout Canada, renowned in their fields. No doubt many suffered extreme professional hardships because of their willingness to step out of the COVID-19
Sample complete. Ready to continue?